Hello, how are
Hel-
you?
Hello, I am very good, thank you. How are you?
I am good. I won't lie. I'm a little stuffed up, but I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good. You're resting though, aren't you? You're listening to your body and doing all the right stuff.
I am, and this is something that I discovered in the weekly practice this morning. It's the little 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there of just closing my eyes, giving
Yeah,
myself a minute, and then continuing on with my day and doing the bits that I want to do. And with kindness that no, I'm not operating on 100% right now,
yeah.
but I'm moving. I'm moving.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, good,
So
good,
hence
good.
why I sound a little odd today.
That's okay. You sound lovely.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm really good. Yeah, I'm super. We had our weekly practice this morning, didn't we?
Yes,
We've
yeah.
moved. There's some making some changes in the membership at the moment, which feels really exciting. And we've moved it to a Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. for 30 minutes. Like, if that is not a way to get your day and your week off to a great start, I don't know what is. Showing up
So
live all together
yeah,
to work through the self-empowerment process. It was just the energy this morning. Like, I've
yeah,
never been so excited to get down to the gym. Like, I got the
and
kids ready. I was like, oh, off I go. And Monday
yes,
mornings are usually pretty. I get there, but it takes me a good old talking to get there. But this morning I was like, no.
I'm there.
It's one of my we do bit like think better thoughts, don't we? And like because we're looking to reprogram our minds and get change our beliefs and recondition. And we have a think better thought for the week. And mine this morning was I love and respect my body, and I'm so worth looking after. And I'm just like, yeah, I love and respect my body.
Yes,
Off I
yeah,
go, skipping and a hopping and a jumping on the way to the gym.
love
That felt really
that.
good.
It's so
Yeah,
good just to organize those thoughts, isn't it?
yeah,
It
it
really
is.
is. And that's what we don't allow ourselves. And it kind of leads in beautifully, really, to our topic today, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And we really want to just focus on today the fact that self care is not selfish. It is
nope.
not selfish. It is the opposite. It is selfless.
Mm-hmm.
When we pour from an overflowing cup instead of a depleted one, we can look after those we love even better. We can see that we're doing our best. We can give ourselves that love, that encouragement, that compassion that we so need and deserve. And we get to live happier. We get to just go, do you know what? I am doing good. I'm doing good. I'm going to keep on going. Um, and this,
Absolutely.
sorry,
Yeah.
you.
And it's just not, you said like self-care is not selfish. In my opinion, it's essential.
Yeah.
Like, if you are not looking after yourself, if you're not even, we talk about like putting yourself first, putting yourself in the equation. So it's like putting yourself first, if you're not even like featuring in
Yeah.
anywhere at the moment, if a jump from nowhere to first feels huge. I remember you said this to me, Charlotte. I was like, oh yeah, that feels more achievable. Like, put yourself in the equation and like
Yeah.
figure out what that looks like for you. But
Hmm.
for me, my opinion, putting myself first is like it is essential, because
Yeah.
if I don't, I'm the only one that knows me the best. Like,
Yeah.
I know me the best, and I know that if I'm not putting myself first or putting myself in the equation or doing things for me that fill my cup, bring me joy, encourage a healthy physical, mental, you know, body, mind, kind of
Yeah.
being in a really good space. If I'm not doing all those things, I struggle, I suffer. And then how on earth am I expected
Hmm.
to go and be the exceptional mum, wife, daughter, friend, sister that I want to be, and that
Yeah.
I am, and that I know I can be when I am serving from and giving from an abundant, overflowing cup, like
Yeah.
you just said, rather than a depleted, burnt out one.
Yeah.
Like, I know you put a reel on reel on stories. That's not a thing. A reel on Instagram last week, and you just put a shout out, like drop a heart in the comment if you can relate or resonate with any of the words in this reel. And the hearts were popping in, because it can be like a generational cycle that we need to break, isn't it? Like, we've been raised to put others first, be those people pleasers,
Yeah.
especially as mums. Like, everybody else comes first, and I'll have a shower
Yeah.
last, or I'll look after. It's J-Lo, isn't it? Beautiful Jennifer Lopez.
Yes, it is.
Is
Yeah.
she's the words on that reel, and she's just like, and that like, like you said, I think in the caption of that, it's just such a wonderful trait for us to have, that we are wanting to serve and look after those and put others, needs first. However, like, look where
There's a
that
new way.
leaves us. There
I
is a new
know.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've said it, like it is celebrating that in ourselves, and it's not taking that away, it's enhancing it. It's enhancing it in this new way where we don't have to deprive ourselves of the love and care that we so need. Like, we absolutely don't. But it does take this shift, this being, oh, because I know for me, for a long time, it was an unconscious thought that, there wasn't another way. That's just how it is. As women, we look after our children, we look after our husband, we do all of the things, we look after the home. And I had to really look at that and be like, but there is another way, because I can
Yeah.
look after myself too. Like, it doesn't mean depriving myself of all of that or feeling guilt around giving myself those moments. We've got to, and it's a journey for it to not feel unnatural, and for to not feel the guilt around giving
Mm.
yourself that time that you need. I know for me, I had to voice this to my husband and say, I'm going to be giving myself this time, and I need a bit of your extra encouragement to help me get that, because I'm not being funny, but you can say one thing. He's not meaning it in a horrible way, but you say one thing that could possibly make me feel the guilt. I'm going to jump on it and I'm going to sit on that. And like, it's not good for any of us. Like, I need that extra encouragement at this point in time to do that for me. And I'm really, obviously, so thankful and grateful that he did do that, and he continues to do that. Sometimes I have to check him in,
Yeah.
like, I need this time. I need this
Mm.
time. But it's important that we voice that we all have these needs too, and we've got to look after ourselves in the way that we deserve to be. But it does start with us. It's not on anybody else. And as much as I could ask my husband to give me that reassurance that it was okay to grab that time for me, the ultimate aim is for me to give myself my own encouragement. And I'm very happy to say I am in that place the majority of the time now. And that is the aim, isn't it?
It is. And it's really important what you've just said, that it is on us. It
Yeah.
is on ourselves. Only we can do it. Only we can make the time for ourselves. I think I shared a couple of weeks ago that, like, part of my Sunday practice is I sit down with my diary, my planner for the week ahead. And the first thing, and this is not me just making it all sound wonderful. This is the truth. Like, the first thing that goes in my diary is time for me. So I put my gym classes in, I put my
Yeah.
yoga classes in, I put in any of the bits I'm doing, if I don't know, hobbies or such, like, or I carve out in the morning, I put in my morning magic time. Like, it's me, like, and then I build on
Yeah.
that. Yes, of course I've got other responsibilities, of course there's other stuff I've got to do around that, but
Yeah.
I make sure that time is a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And then everything else, I work in and factor in around it. But yeah, what you just said that is so, so, so important is we have to make that happen ourselves. We cannot rely on anybody else.
No.
And I know in the early days, I felt like I needed permission.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
the only person, the only person I needed permission from was
Hmm.
me. Was me. Like, literally, like, I remember voicing it to Mark in a bit of a weird way, because it just felt like that. Yeah, there was triggers, there was guilt, there was like, oh, can I just do this? Like, can I just,
Yeah.
like, go and do this thing for me and that'd be okay? And I remember sort of having this chat with him. He's like, you don't need to ask me. And he's like, don't ask permission from me. And that was definitely all on me. Like, it was me.
Yeah.
I needed him to go on, do it. But actually, the person I needed to hear that from, which I now
Yeah.
do, is me. I'll give myself that permission. And I'll give you an example as well, how, like, nobody will actually judge me if you like, but I'm going to say anyway. Like,
Love it.
this morning, right? So we had our weekly practice, and I'm really working on this at the moment, sort of my time and kind of blocking and getting into different modes, like TAGC mode, like mum mode, different modes I need to be in. So weekly practice this morning, came off the call, then it's like stepping straight into mum mode, because I
Yeah.
know I need to leave the house just after 8 for my gym class, so I can't take the kids to school. So Mark takes them, so I know I'm going to get them ready and do my part before I leave.
Yeah.
That was a decision to, just when I
Yeah.
decided on Monday mornings I was going to do the early gym class, to like say, you're taking them this morning, like I don't
Yeah.
need, like, you're here, you're doing it. So this morning, yeah, I did all that. And then Nancy, my youngest, it's like, coming, it's 10 past 10, I really need to go. She just doesn't want me to go. And I could really easily have stepped into that guilt. Like, she's trying to shut the front door, she's getting upset. And I'm like, I literally voiced her, I was like, look, so I can be the best mummy I want to be for you, mummy needs to go and exercise. Right,
Yeah.
this is the good thing for all of us. And I know this is a bit where I'm saying, like, don't judge me. I left, and she's like banging on the lounge window, like waving at me with the saddest face, like, don't go, mommy, don't go. I just waved back at her and off I went.
Yeah, but
But the
we've got to
guilt that I
do
couldn't have
that.
allowed to happen, like,
Yeah.
she's fine. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure within like 10 minutes and getting to school, she's forgotten about that. But,
Yeah.
she was trying it on, man. She was like, don't
Yeah.
go, mommy, don't go. And I'm like, but actually, I need this time,
Yeah.
this space. My body is important. I want to be the best I can be for you. But,
Yeah.
but, I wonder, I think back and think, like, when I first made this maneuver, or well, starting to make this maneuver, sorry, would I have just gone back in the house? Would I have gone back in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just kind of allowed that guilt to take over, rather,
And it's
rather
almost
just
like,
giving her a wave, be
yeah,
like, see you, mate, I'm off.
but you need your why to be
Yeah,
stronger than that, don't you?
that's it.
And literally, that is so important, because I'm not being funny. Like with my run, and I'm still getting there with my exercise. I think the smallest thing can make me stop going.
Yeah,
Like, it can literally just be like, oh yeah, no, I can't, I can't do that. But actually, no, I stop myself now, and I'm like, no, but I can do that still. Like, and just kind of, so I feel like I'm still in that transitioning phase,
yeah.
but that is so amazing. And I just want to relay, like what you said about putting things into your diary, and putting you first. There is so much to that, because
Mm,
even that in your own mind, to write about you first, is
mm,
what's needed. The littlest things like
mm.
that, to literally show ourselves that, look after yourself first. Like,
Yeah,
it's in those little ways of doing things, like thinking about that first, making it non-negotiable, and honoring yourself in that way. I just think that's amazing. And I'm going to take
yeah.
note of that one and do that one myself.
Thank you.
So thank
And
you for
do,
that.
yeah, absolutely. The thing is, though, it's a decision.
Yeah.
Just before we came on this call, you said something. I was like, let's just hit record, because you just said something
Yeah.
wonderful. Can you remind me what that was? What did you
I'm
say? You can't
okay.
remember. I can't remember what it was now. It's about, well,
It,
breaking the cycle, was it?
yeah. We've got to make a decision to break the cycle that we're on, and whatever that looks like to any of us. Obviously, for us, we have many things offered out to you guys. We have the club, the events that we've got coming on, and all these different kinds of things. And I think what we've noticed in the women that join us is that joining something different, something like
Mm,
that, is that breaking the cycle that we all need. And it's like you make that decision, you do that thing for you. That's something that's different. That's something that's scary. That's something that you need, but you're not giving to yourself. You propel yourself forward 10 steps. Like, that's
yeah.
how powerful that decision is. Yes, after that decision, I'm not going to say you make that decision and then it's easy there on out.
Mm,
You make that decision, you propel yourself forward, and you decide to keep on going and keep choosing better for you. And I think there was an analogy that I shared in the club. I can't remember where I came across it now. I think it was someone said something in a particular way, but like, every better choice that we make is like popping a brick down on the path to where we want to go, to be happier, to be more
mm,
confident, to feel nourished, to feel energized from within. Like, it's not making a big decision and a big life overhaul. It's making those better choices with every step we take, being proud of them, and seeing that brick go down on that route, because
yeah.
that's what gets us there. It's not the massive leaps. We've got to make the decision, and
Mm,
then we've got to keep choosing. But that decision is everything. Like, I know I've made it, you've made it, we've
yeah.
made it. at many times where things were getting comfortable again, and we know we've got to get uncomfortable to
Yeah.
go bigger again. And yeah, I just think that's so important.
It really is. It is that decision, isn't it? And it's a decision to do something different. I've got a little card here from one of my motivational little decks, and it says, if you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. And that's the thing. Like this morning with walking out and Nancy like pining at me at the window,
Yeah.
I could have used that as an excuse
Yeah.
not to go. And how often do we fill our lives with excuses not to do the things?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it is a cycle breaker. It is, we're so used to doing things for everybody else.
Mm.
It's not easy at the start to just go from nothing for ourselves to everything for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but you've highlighted a number of things here. You've got to make that decision, and then you've got to strengthen the why. Like, why on earth did I wave at her this morning and not come back in the
Yeah.
house and let the excuse get the better of me? Because I want to look after my body, because when I do,
Yeah.
physically and mentally, I'm in the best place. And I
Yeah.
want to look after my body from a health perspective, because if she ever has her own kids, I want to be able to chase the grandkids around. Like, I want to be fit and
Yeah.
healthy and live as long as I possibly can. So I'm stepping into what I can control, because there's
Yeah.
so much I can't in
Yeah.
life externally. But I'm stepping into my power by choosing on and deciding what I can control to look after myself. So yeah, it's a decision. It's strengthening at the why, and then it's going and doing something different.
Yeah.
And just yeah, if it's feels like a massive shift, like, I'm not saying go from like having this empty burnt out cup to then being so abundantly full in a week where you're just doing everything, you've neglected everybody and everything, and you're just like, spending your days just looking after you. Of course we have responsibilities, of course we've got to
Yeah.
be there for others in a work environment, a family environment, but do something different this week to look after yourself,
Yeah.
and you will see the results.
Yeah.
They're almost immediate, aren't they? Even in the
Yeah.
smallest of ways to fill your cup. 10-minute walk, 5-minute read, listen to music that I don't, these things, these things that bring us joy,
Yeah. And
making
shifting
better
up that,
choices.
yeah, like you said, I think that the really important thing is doing something different. So it's
Yeah.
not going on that same run that you hate.
Because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful message. And
Yeah.
it's because it's true. It's true.
100%.
You
Yeah.
wake up and you do the same, you'll get the same. If you
Yeah.
want something different, you have to be prepared to do something different. This goes back to, it's on you.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
It is.
You can choose to do the same.
And
But
that's one of the most empowering things. And I remember just realizing that, and it's probably fairly recent, just how much power I hold within that I didn't tap into for so long because I wasn't thinking about me.
yeah.
Like, I've said this before, I don't think I even saw myself as a real person.
Mm,
When you actually take a step back, and like, I know that I had a moment, this was a little while ago, but put my hand on my heart, actually acknowledging that I have a heart, like, that I am a person with needs and wants and dreams, and that was big for me because I just was so heads down looking after everybody else, not looking up for a breath.
mm,
And like, we have to do that. And I know in TAGC that's what we want to empower every
yeah.
single person listening to this podcast to do, is to just put you first for a minute. We
Mm,
can busy ourselves till there's no tomorrow. I know I was the best at that. I've
mm,
got no time for that. Like, every excuse under the sun. And it's hard to hear that we're making excuses, because in those moments I would have been like, let's turn this podcast
yeah.
off now. But if you're still listening right now, and that is really powerful. There is an inkling inside of you that knows that you can do this. And that's all you need. That is literally
Absolutely.
all you need. Bit of curiosity,
Yeah.
that little bit of belief, and take one step after the other
Yeah.
and literally empower yourself through every single step that you take.
Yeah. And don't use time as an excuse. Can I quickly share something that I read yesterday? I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's good. So I subscribe to, so Brendan Burchard is a high performance coach. He's fabulous. So I'm on his mailing list for a few things, and he sends through his growth notes for the week. I just want to share this with you. So he says the average person is spending over 1 hour on social media per day just consuming. Okay. Plus another 2 to 3 hours watching TV. 4 hours on average gone every day. So let's do the math. 4 hours times 7 days a week, 28 hours per week. That's basically a part-time job. It's literally 3.5 8-hour work days. 3.5 8-hour work days lost per week. So when people say, I don't have time, I won't carry on, but
Wow.
yeah, so and it goes on to all these goals for the week and stuff, but I don't have time for 28 hours. I mean, that's a generalization there, but 28 hours a week watching TV.
Yeah.
Or being on social media, sorry. Like a part-time job.
It's crazy,
And we don't have
isn't it?
time. Like, you have to make the time. Like, the women in our membership, they are choosing to show up for themselves when we put our virtuals on for an hour instead of watching TV.
Yeah.
Like, that's a choice. And what
Yeah.
they do with that hour and what that then does for them in the month and in the year, in the weeks and in the months and the year is incredible.
Yeah.
But that's a choice, and they make that time.
And it's an hour a week. And like when I do put myself back to that place where I was no time, like literally just living every single day on repeat, feeling frustrated, feeling angry, like literally being like, oh, my husband's got it together. Why can I not? Like feeling resentful that I put my life on hold for, to raise the children and to stop work and to not, just kind of press pause on my life for a bit. And obviously now I look back, I'm so grateful that I did. I'm so grateful that I got to do that. But in that space, the excuses, when I actually look back, it was due to fear because I didn't have a clue who I was anymore. I didn't have a clue what I enjoyed, but I just knew that nothing was quite hitting the spot. I'd go out with friends and think like, this is me time. But I'd always come back depleted. Like, I'd have a great time, don't get me wrong, but I'd be tired the next day. I'd be just back in that slog, that cycle. And it does take a big shake up to just go, right, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get curious. Like, my life doesn't stop here. Like, if I'm wanting more, I can go and explore what that more is. It doesn't have to be that one night out every month.
No.
Like, there's so many options of, for some of us, it could look like starting a business. For some of us, it could look like a passion project. It could be doing a new hobby. It could be deciding that you want to go traveling for 3 weeks of the year and just getting excited about how can I make that possible. Do it can look so different to us all, but it's just about honoring that more. We can all have more if
And
we're
wanting,
wanting.
yeah,
If we're wanting that more, let's honor it. Let's
yeah,
let's decide, what does that look like for me. Like, let's decide what does light me up in the day, like,
yeah.
and just, go on this. And I think the word journey is just something we always come back to, because it's not a perfect journey. You don't make this decision and life is all, what is it, rainbows and
Unicorns and rainbows.
unicorns and rainbows. It's not. But this journey is a journey, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for. Like,
Yeah.
I would never ever do a 360 and walk back to where I was.
No.
Not a chance. No matter, like, I know sometimes we can say we're quite aware of our thoughts, and sometimes that can be quite a lot, because you're like, oh,
Oh, just
blimey.
shut up. Yeah, like in
Yeah,
your own
like, I
head.
wish
Yeah, like, oh, just shut up now already. I don't want to hear this today.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're in a powerful place because we can
Yeah.
decide, we can choose, and those choices and those decisions just roll off the tongue rather than
Mm.
feeling so big and so scary. Like,
Mm.
going back to what I heard in the very beginning was getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and walking on that way and watching that way appear. And oh my goodness, it does. Takes trust, but it does.
Yeah. I just want to really quickly touch on the whole more thing. Like, if you
Yeah.
want more, but there's just this feeling of more. Like,
Yeah.
can I just say, I was there, and Charlotte, it's when we first met. I
Yeah.
was in this place of wanting more, not having a clue what that looked like. And I was so torn up in the guilt of wanting more. Like, I was in such a funky place. Like, I had been in business for a number of years. I had started businesses from visions through to fruition, through to sale, externally looking in. I was in this place of like, she's got this 6-figure business that she doesn't even need to work in. Like, it runs without her, and she just gets to take all the financial rewards from it. Amazing. She's got a beautiful family. She's got this, fantastic home. Still needs work, but a safe, warm home. And I was sat there thinking, oh my God, like, why do I want more? That's so bad of me. I've got all this and I want more. And the guilt felt awful. Like, I
Yeah.
should just be happy. I
Yeah.
remember repeating that over and over. I should just be happy. Why isn't this enough?
Yeah.
But something was like, it's just not. And I'm
Yeah.
the most grateful person. Like, so
Mm.
deeply grateful for all that I have created and all the love and everything and the support I have around me. Deeply grateful. And I just couldn't shake it off, could I?
No.
And we met. I was like, there's more. And I remember describing it like, felt like I was this ball of fire. This is gonna sound a bit weird, but ball of fire inside an ice cube, and I was burning and burning and burning. It was just more was wanting to come out, but the ice was just so solid
Yeah.
that the ice was putting out the fire. And now, now I'm like, the fire is melting the ice,
Yeah.
and I'm coming through, and I no longer feel guilty for wanting more, because there's that passion, that purpose behind it, because of all that we want to do together, this mission to help
Yeah.
other women of the world and the next generations, our girls, just see that you can have more. You are
Yeah.
worthy of more, and it's
Yeah.
okay to want more. Like, the world really is your oyster. And if you're just sorry, I've got really excited about
Yeah.
this, but
Love
if
it. Love
you're
it.
sat there just listening, you know what, like, I really feel like I should be happy with what I've got as well. And I am really happy and I'm really grateful, but there is this feeling of wanting more. I just want to say that's okay. Please embrace that and
Yeah.
just get curious. Just start exploring what that more looks like for you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that. And the
Love that.
other quick thing, which you said something which was really, really important, where you reflected on where you were at the start of this kind of shifting into self-care and looking after yourself, was if you have listened to this and you're sat thinking, yes, I do want to put myself in the equation and eventually put myself first. I understand everything you're saying, Kat and Charlotte. However, I have no idea what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
Like, no idea of what brings me joy, no idea of what self-care looks like for me. I may even be feeling like I'm not worthy of it.
Yeah.
A great place to start, if not the place, is make that time to sit with a pen and paper and I
Yeah.
know we come back to journaling, but if you think, I want to make the time to look after myself, but I've carved out this time, and I know you've said this a lot in the past, like, Dale would go out the house with the girls and give you
Yeah.
that time, and you just ended up tidying the house, like,
Mm.
because you didn't know what to do with that time. So the
No.
first step, if you're feeling like that, is make the time, carve out that 10 minutes, and if you don't know what to do in it, pen to paper and
Yeah.
start exploring, like, what does self-care look like for me?
Yeah.
If I was to look after myself, what would it look like? What
Yeah.
brings me joy? And just yeah, get curious and do a bit of journaling, because
Love
journaling
that.
is the way to start.
I like pen paper. Yes. I
Pen
love a bit of pen and
paper.
paper.
But if you just don't know, like, how are you going to know if you don't spend the time thinking about it?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing with the pen and paper, rather than it
Yeah.
all just being in your head, because that feels quite consuming and quite headful.
Yeah.
Pop it on paper and just thrash it out. Like, what's it look like for
100%.
me? What am
Yeah.
I wanting to achieve here? Why is this important to me? Like, maybe start with that. Why is this important that I make this shift and make this decision? And you might find out that it's because I'm burnt out, because I'm tired, because I've finished my days thinking, is this it?
Yeah.
Like, is this it? Everybody else is first, and I'm just not giving myself anything. So, and let us know. Like, we love this
Yeah,
to be a two-way conversation.
we
Like, if you're
do.
listening to this, if you love it, first of all, share it. Share this with the
Yes.
world so you can help and
Yeah.
inspire as many women out there. And when you do this, when you make that time for self-care, or when you make that time to journal about what that looks like for you, let us know and
Yeah.
share that with us so we can celebrate you. Because
Yeah.
honestly, it's such an achievement, and you'll get to a place where you celebrate yourself. But if
Yeah.
you just want that support and encouragement right now, we are your
Yes,
people. Like,
we're
we
here.
are your people. We are going to celebrate you with, yeah, all that we
Yeah.
have. So please do share that with us.
And equally, if you don't know where to start, send us that and we will help you.
Yes,
We really will. We're
yes.
so passionate about this. And it is our mission to get women looking after themselves and to just see all that they so are, give
Mm.
themselves that love and encouragement that they deserve, and empower themselves through this incredible journey. Um, so yeah, this has been wonderful. I feel like this is a real thought dump for both of us. We're like,
Yes,
let's do it.
yes, yes,
Self-care is
yes.
just everything.
It really is.
True
And just,
self-care. True
yeah,
self-care.
super quick. So there's me. Just one more, just one
Yeah.
more. If you are local to Nantwich, this
Yes.
is Charlotte's neck of the woods.
Yes.
Cheshire, I'm going to say Cheshire.
Yes, that's
Yeah, there
correct.
we go.
That's correct.
Wednesday, the 8th of March, 7 till 9 p.m. International Women's Day. We are at the Granary Arts Cafe and Yoga K Wellbeing Studio. We have created the event for you
Yeah.
to make that time. Like, we've put this on for you
Yes.
guys so you can go, yes, this is my decision.
Yeah.
I'm putting me first. It's 2 hours of absolutely everything that will make that move. So yeah, connect, reflect, restore. I won't get into too much detail, but come and join us, because that's you saying yes to you.
Yeah.
So we'll
The
put the
ultimate
details in the show
evening of
notes.
self-care, self-love, all the things, isn't
It
it?
really is. It really
Yeah.
is.
Can't wait for that. So yes, that'll all be in the show notes, guys. So if you are local, come and check it out. We would love to welcome you. We will be there at the door with open arms. We had an incredible lady come to our very first self-care event who had social anxiety, and it was a massive, massive step for her. And she did it. And honestly, her story continues to inspire me. She's now in the club and she is making moves like there is no tomorrow. She's incredible. We
She is
celebrate her
incredible.
often. And she's just proof that when we come together in this safe, inclusive space, we can get through anything. We really, really can. So, sending so much love to you all. And yeah, hope to
Have an
welcome
amazing
you.
day.
Have a great
Yeah.
day.
Take
Yeah. Speak to
care.
you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.